What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Thursday, September 19th, 2024. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, fixed air moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Appreciate you all so much. I really appreciate you guys very much, especially people that have just joined. There's like over 100 new subscribers in the last 24 hours, which is pretty cool for my channel. So I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I hope everybody's doing well. As we come to Thursday and start closing out this week. Let's see what's up with Thursday. Well, what's super interesting about just this moment in time and these next few days, and really today's, I would say even yesterday and the eclipse started it, but it's really, this finishing up of Virgo season with the sun at 27 degrees, really dialing things in and hopefully being sober enough to have the clarity to know how to make adjustments in our life, to make changes, to not stay stuck in a lot of subconscious patterns from that full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, with Saturn there kind of testing our integrity in many ways and like our soul growth, and to not, fall back into subconscious habits and patterns, but to really grow and move forward and with a more purified understanding of ourselves, and also to get out of, guilt tripping ourselves, but to still take accountability, but to use it in an empowering way of knowing what to change, not so much of just what to feel bad about ourselves, or to, be too harsh or critical. But that sun is trining over to Uranus today, and Venus is starting to quincunx Uranus. And there's a really cool kite that's happening with the sextile triangle with Neptune in the back end to the sun. So not only is it a grand Earth trine, but it's a kite too, because these outer planets are in this really, special geometrical alignment right now. The potency of change and how liberating changes will be, and how powerful for our soul changes will be right now, is on another level. So, I mean, it's like there's so many cool, I think, rewards out there that the universe wants to give people who are willing to look themselves in the mirror and be very black and white, very blunt and honest about things we've done to ourselves, our own self-undoing, things that we've identified even with a moon. Conjuncting Chiron today in Aries, we could definitely be feeling like we got to be way too hard on ourselves, or just in some kind of a place of a victim mentality, whether it's against, the universe is out to get us, we're feeling smited by the universe or God, or whether it's this Venus too coming off the opposition to Chiron and the moon opposing that, and quincunx Uranus, where we're putting other people's values ahead of our own, or putting just blame and shame on others when really it's a projection of our own blame and shame. So there's just such a moment here where the liberation comes through our deep soul growth to identify our own lives and our own issues and our own wants, our own needs, and to not be a victim to what somebody else is going through, but to really stay in our own lane. And as we finish up Virgo season here, it's like the last sign that deals with the, personal side of things before we get into the other. Virgo, Aries through Virgo it's all inward. It's all very personal stuff. Libra through Pisces deals with the outside world and people, and we're heading into that season, and that's great. But we better be dialing in our stuff right now, our own personal things, and identifying them, identifying our shortcomings so that we can improve. This is such a great time for self-improvement, and if we're not self-improving and being honest about things, well, we're self-undoing, and we're going to slip, and we're going to keep slipping, and you're going to think, gosh, I'd love to find some traction in life right now, and you're going to want to put the blame on a bunch of different everything: your partner, your mother, your father, your childhood, the President Biden, Kamala, Trump, the list goes on and on and on. Anything. We have to be in a place where we can look at ourselves right now and improve ourselves. The the collective works like that, right? It's a collective consciousness for a reason because we're all a part of it. And the more people that do these self improvements right now without shame or, guilt, but just to be a better human and to be better for yourself, which will be better for your relationships, which will be better for your jobs, will be better for everything. That's how the consciousness works. Like the consciousness in our collective gets better by us improving ourselves. Everything does. So there's just no room right now for blame unless you're blaming yourself and then using it as constructive criticism to get out of habits, to get out of things that are not working, to make changes. So there can be some really big healing today. And it could be very empowering because we can learn how important our decisions are to make certain changes, how dialing in to a good just routine that's healthy for us can be. It's very potent. And we're in a place right now where it's like if you're just not going to find liberation, and I think that that's what we want right now is to find liberation and to really feel good about ourselves. And I'm telling you, like, you'll feel good about yourself if you identify weaknesses and improve on them. You're going to feel good. You're like, wow, I was here and now I'm here. And I really think that there's rewards with Pluto and Capricorn for the people doing that deep work. And it's not so much about like getting recognized by others. It's very much about recognizing ourselves. And recognizing where we can just overall be a better human. So there's all these other things that we want and we have all these desires, and it could be about relationships, it could be about jobs, it could be about everything. That's great. But right now, there's just more of a focus on putting some of that energy and that desire to have some thing, but just to be better. And it could be little things. Nothing has to be crazy big right now. Mercury's starting to square Jupiter. So, the mind can be all over the place. It could be racing. There could be a bunch of ideas flowing in right now. And I think we could also get a little overwhelmed mentally and start maybe, going into a place where we're really being way too critical and way too harsh. It's a very strong Mercury. It's a very weak Jupiter. So Mercury's like kicking Jupiter's ass right now. Like if you think negative things about yourself and negative beliefs and you're in a I can't mentality because of some story about something else, you're going to create the story. So we're initiating big stories right now, but you have to be in a positive mental place for your own transformation and for your growth and for your healing and for just feeling like I'm strong, I'm here. Life is hard. No one said it was going to be easy. And for some people, life might be going easy right now. And that's okay. You can still improve and make it better. And for some people, life is hard right now. I see it every day. And I'm sure you all do too. But we have to be in a place where we can be strong mentally. And we have a good opportunity. I think with Jupiter and Mercury in square, every little thought about how we want to expand our growth and our understanding of ourselves it's so potent when it's positive. And just the opposite of that, like you can initiate a terrible story for yourself being negative right now and being, a martyr in life and being a victim. You can really you want that? I feel like the universe is saying, okay, it's not going to liberate you. That's not going to give you what you want, but okay, if that's how you want to go about it, I understand. Go for it. And we'll have to break out of that eventually, but today's like a really, you don't have to do that to yourself. You can really do some powerful adjustments, big, positive mental mindset. Even if you're in the dumpster right now, you've got to start thinking about how positive it's going to be and framing the story of when you get out of the dumpster before it catches on fire, because nobody wants to be in a dumpster fire. And maybe it's already on fire. Well, okay, the next step is how do you not get burned too bad in it, get out, and maybe then put out the fire. Whatever it is. Stupid analogy sometimes, but it's important to think about these things as the sun's also opposite Neptune. And that's just playing in more to like these stories and visions we're having. I mean, we just want to keep things positive. And it's not that we want to just be toxically positive, we want to be constructively positive. Constructive criticism and constructive positivity. Everything needs to come back to earth and back to reality right now. So it's having the positive thoughts, identifying them, and then doing the thing in your personal life. Not just sitting and waiting and wishing and hoping and praying, but finding the balance between, I gotta have the prayer, I gotta have the hope, I gotta have the vision, but I also have to be willing and able to put in the work to improve certain areas of life. And Venus is starting to square Pluto for the last time that we're going to see this very strong, Venus in Libra square Pluto from Libra in our lives. So it's just a very difficult time, in a sense of like, especially with Eros here in Venus, and Eros even opposite Chiron. I feel like there's a very intense need for others, whether it's wanting to start a relationship or wanting to get out of one and get into something new. Like some kind of another thing is going to come and save us, and it'll make us feel so much better, and it'll bring some passion into our life, and maybe we could have this deep desire. And I'm telling you, you gotta get more Aries Taurus with it right now, and be your savior, and know that you hold and wield the power to have a beautiful existence, and to just bite in and own that 100%. Because if you're using this Venus in the Libra fashion right now, especially with the South Node in Libra and coming up on a solar eclipse in Libra, and you're going all in on someone else and you're not going all in on yourself, it's going to come back and bite you. I would say more like maybe someone will get lucky, but I don't think so, if I'm being completely honest. So, and this is again where you see like where the real relationships are, like the ones that love you and support you and want you to grow and want you to be a better human. Those are, it's not going to be difficult. They're going to be there. They're going to have your back. And I think you're going to grow and merge tighter through these times. But this is just not a time to need some kind of approval or status recognition from another. We have to do that work on our own right now. It's somewhat crucial. So, hope something I said today was helpful. Appreciate you all very much. Definitely one of these, it's an interesting day where it's like, okay, this can be so liberating. I'm healing myself. I'm acknowledging things that I need to improve on within myself and my soul. And I'm willing to put that effort in. And then there's the other side where people are gonna, there's gonna be, especially even with Mars and Cancer and still in that square to these nodes, like just identifying with negative emotions and wanting to feel like it's someone else's fault and not taking accountability. And there's gonna be like there could be some tears out there, and it's okay if there's tears, but it's like you got to do something with the emotion right now. Have the moment, but then make the adjustments. Card for the day is the Hierophant. Well, it's funny. I do feel like our beliefs are so important right now, and I think like a higher calling and tradition of what we value is important, and we have to identify where we're not showing up for that higher calling. And it's almost like a little confessional, like it's kind of like the Pope card, right? Like it kind of feels like we're having a little confessional right now where we do almost have to acknowledge and, you know, understand our own sins in some way so that we can, get forgiveness. But we're not asking somebody else to provide our forgiveness for us. This is, we're providing ourselves with forgiveness right now, and not only just forgiveness from the past, which has just brought us to a place of growth and more understanding and more learning, but for a place that's like giving us more of a guiding light and like a star to follow. And we can really find like some powerful tradition and not only forgiveness, but acceptance to grow and to change and to be just a better version of ourselves. So, love you guys. Hope you have a great Thursday. I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.